and welcome back to my FPL channel. I am FPL D-Unit, and we're here on the off-season for some Club World Cup fantasy action, and today I'm going to show you my very first draft. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been trying to research players that I've got no clue about using transfermarket.com, so hopefully I've got a bit of information as to why I'm going with my match day one team. I was about to say game week one team. Look, we're obviously all about FPL, but we've still got to wait another week or so for the new fixtures to come out. So in the meantime, here we are. We're about, I think the first game's on the 16th of June. So 9 days time. This is what I've got so far. Let me know what you think. Let's jump straight into it. Make sure you smash a like. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I am big in the FPL community. So, well, I'm going to be big in the FPL community. So you want to jump on board for that. And without further ado, let's go. So we're going to start with the booster strategy first. And look, I have thought long and hard about this, and I'm still not sure. I love the fact that they've got the mystery booster. I loved it in FPL. I loved the fact that it was the AM chip. Now, is it going to be something like the AM chip in this game as well? Who knows what FIFA are cooking, but it is a little bit difficult because you don't know what that is going to be, and you don't know what week that's going to be best to be playing it in. So for that reason, it's really hard to give any recommendations, but this is what I'm thinking about at the moment. Now, 12th man, 100%, I'm going to be probably playing a match day one. I think I'm 90% sure I'm going to be playing this in match day one. And I'm probably going to be playing on Erling Haaland because you can spend it as, literally you want to be spending it on someone that cost 11 mil and you don't have him in your squad because it goes outside of your budget. So for that week, you'll have a budget of essentially 111 mil, which makes a lot of sense. And I think that Man City have, I don't even know who they're playing, some African team. And you would expect them to swat them aside. And look, people are going to sit there and say, oh, the big player's going to play. Well, FIFA in the rules basically have said, and I did some research because I was like, why wouldn't Bayern Munich just rotate their team against Auckland City? It makes a lot of sense to rotate because they're going to swat them. You would think if they played their full-strength team at like 10-0, like you would expect. But apparently FIFA are going to find teams that don't field their full-strength teams. Now, how they do that, I don't know. Because if you look at Man City and Pep Guardiola, you never know what his full-strength team is because he benches people that you don't expect to get benched in big games. And then, so I don't know how they're going to police it. But based off that, you would expect that most players that consistently play, you would expect to be playing in these games. And yeah, look, there is a big prize pool on offer, and the clubs get a badge that they can wear for 4 years as well. I mean, I don't know what the incentives are really, to be honest with you, but that's as good as it gets. So 12th man, I'm looking at playing Erling Haaland match day one. Now, match day two, I'm looking at maximum captain, but I've started thinking that maybe that's better for the final because the final we'd expect to be a bit cagey, and then as long as you've got the player that scores the most points, maximum captain should probably play them. But the mystery booster might mean that we want to play something else in the final. I'm not sure. So for that reason, it's really hard to gauge what you should be doing. But I've got that penciled in potentially for match day two, but I'm open to moving that around. In terms of the wild card, I actually think that the best time to play is quarterfinal. However, I've seen a lot of other people that I've talked to in the community talk about doing it on match day three. So for that reason, I put match day 3 / quarterfinal. I'm still more in line to lean towards quarterfinal, but obviously the mystery booster becomes available for the round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. And we don't know what it is. And I honestly wouldn't be able to tell you what it is either. Based on the scoring and that, could it be another assistant manager? I'd love that it could be. Then maybe play it on the underdog. Table bonus is king. I don't know. I can't see it happening myself, but that's my strategy in terms of my boosters at this moment in time. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will change. It'll probably change, let's be honest. But that's what I'm thinking. That's the current line of thinking at the moment. So the matchday fixtures. Now, I've updated these because of the fact that obviously Chelsea didn't have a fixture, but Los Angeles Football Club actually won the Club America playoff game on the 31st of May. So they now have a fixture there. I quite like that fixture for Chelsea as well. I mean, Chelsea look like they've got a pretty easy group. So if you have a look at the fixtures, the ones that stand out to me, Bayern Munich against Auckland City. If they're not resting players, it looks like a fantastic picture on paper. FC Porto, I think, has the easiest group on paper. Al Ahly, Inter Miami, Palmeiras. I expect Porto to just wipe the floor of the lot of them. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I've looked at that, and I've looked at some of their players, and I'm tripling up on FC Porto. Let's just give you the hot tip when we get to my game week one draft, match day one draft. Borussia Dortmund, you would also think it's got a fairly easy group. Now, I am a little short on their players at the moment because I'm not sure what Fluminense are like. I think they're a half-decent team from South America, I think. And then obviously Man City against Wydad Casablanca. Like, I just expect them to wipe the floor of them. And then obviously Real Madrid have Al Hilal and arguably a fairly easy group, but I just don't think their players are as good as some of the other ones this game week. And for that reason, I'm kind of avoiding them at the moment when it comes to my Matchday 1 draft. So I just wanted to share this. These are my group stage predictions. This is why I'm targeting certain teams, because obviously you're allowed 2 transfers between Matchday 1, Matchday 2, and another 2 transfers between Matchday 2, Matchday 3. So I really want to be targeting the teams that I think are just going to win. So FC Porto, as I said there in Group A, I just can't see them not finishing top. So for that reason, I know I put Inter Miami last. I just think that they're in there because Messi plays for them. I think they're going to be crap, if I'm being brutally honest with you all. Group B, I think PSG will edge that from Atletico Madrid. The other 2 probably fighting for 3rd and 4th. Bayern Munich, I mean, that should be a no-brainer there. I think you'd expect them to wipe the floor of all the opposition in that one. Chelsea, ditto in the Group D. That looks fairly straightforward as well, I would suggest. Group E, Inter, then River Plate. I think that's pretty much it. Red Diamonds from Japan, no chances, and Monterrey, I have no idea. Borussia Dortmund, again, you can see I'm significantly favouring the European teams. I just think they're going to be stronger. They've got bigger budgets. It makes sense that they will finish on top. And I don't even know who the other teams are. In that one. Man City, obviously, I would expect them to beat Juventus, but that's a pretty clear 1-2. And then Real Madrid, Salzburg. Yeah, I think that's what I'm expecting. Let me know what your group stage predictions are like, but that's what I've come up with. And I think I'm pretty bang on how it's going to finish. I'm not going to show my bracket predictions until it gets to the knockout stages. Obviously, can do that now, and I don't even know if they're open because of the fact we haven't actually finished the groups yet. But that's what I'm thinking. Group stage predictions. Let me know if I got them wrong or if I got them right in the comments. So, the FC Porto, as I said, they have the easy group, and these are the 3 players to target. And there's 1 in defense, 1 in the midfield, and 1 up front. Now, we'll start with Rodrigo Mora. This dude is young. He's, I think, 18, 19 years old. He obviously has just broken onto the scene this year, and he missed a bunch of games through, he missed 2 games through injury, and he wasn't included in the starting lineup prior to the start of the season. However, he did finish with 7 goals in his last 9 games and came home like an absolute freight train. So in his 23 league appearances, there was about 4 or 5 off the bench. Then there was a bunch where he didn't play. In the second half of the season, he became a nailed-on asset. And then he delivered 10 goals, 4 assists. I think he looks really good, and he's dirt cheap. Absolutely dirt cheap. He's only going to cost you 4 odd million, which is exactly what you want as a cheap enabler in the midfield. Up front, Samu Agawawa. I think Man United should probably go and buy him. I mean, 30 league appearances. This dude generally starts. He's got 19 goals, 3 assists. And again, he costs an obscenely small amount of money. He's in that 4 million bracket. I'm surprised. I couldn't believe how cheap these guys were when I was looking at them. I was like, why are they so cheap? I think they're a bit of a no-brainers, to be honest with you. If you're looking at building your squads, these 3 make a lot of sense. In the group they've got, you're not going to have to trade them out, and they're all budget enablers, so you don't have to worry about mucking them around and transferring them in, transferring them out. And then the last one, Francisco Moura, 31 league appearances. He got 3 goals and he had 10 assists from the back. I mean, this is what excites you about defenders. Goal threat, assist threat. This dude has it in abundance. These 3 players for FC Porto, I don't think they're coming out of my team. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't think that they are coming out of my team, and it makes a lot of sense to keep them for the duration of especially the match day group stage. Those 3 weeks, I think you can count on them all to deliver points in all those 3 match days. Then we talk about Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich, that is the fixture to target versus Auckland City. And these are the 3 players that I currently have in my own draft. And it's because of the fact that I expect lots of goals. Now, Michael Olise, 34 league appearances last season, 12 goals and 18 assists. That's literally almost an attacking return per game from the midfield. That is insanely good. I thought his numbers are pretty good Crystal Palace. He's gone to Bayern Munich and just absolutely torn that league up. I didn't realise he'd actually done that well in the league. But that's fantastic. Like, unbelievable. That's exactly what you want from a player like this. Then we've got Harry Kane, and I've got him in front of Mbappe. I've got him in front of Haaland in terms of being in your squad. This dude has just done it all. 31 league appearances, 26 goals, 10 assists. You're not just relying on the goals from Harry Kane. He is just as good at setting up others. And I think Bayern Munich are going to be pretty damn rampant in that group. So for that reason, he edges out the likes of Mbappe. He edges out the likes of Vinny Jr. He edges out the likes of Haaland, as I said, in my actual squad at the moment. So for that reason, I just think he is a bit of a no-brainer. And then I'm going with Musiala. Now, I looked at Serge Gnabry. I looked at Kingsley Coman. I looked at, who was the other idiot I looked at? Someone else. And they just don't have the same attacking return as this man. Now, Musiala, obviously, only 25 league appearances. I'm not sure. I couldn't work out whether that was from injury or the fact that he just got rotated a little bit. He is very young, obviously, just in that early 20s. 12 goals, 4 assists. So he's definitely the worst of the three. But again, if we expect them to score lots of goals against Auckland City, you would expect all three of these to be involved. And for that reason, I think that is the triple up that you need. Well, that's the triple up I'm going with in terms of my Bayern Munich players against Auckland City in match day 1. And lastly, we're going to look at my booster for my 12th man and why I'm playing it on Erling Haaland. Now, everyone will know that I don't know why I've got an obsession with this idiot. But let's recount. I played my triple captaincy on him and he got me 2 points with my triple captaincy. That was really nice of him. So I'm kind of backing him in. He's obviously scored for Norway, which was very exciting. I saw that overnight, actually. I think he pre-scored and they absolutely wiped the floor of Italy. 3-0. So that inspires me with some confidence. Haaland starting to fill his boots again. And Wydad Casablanca seemed like the ideal team for him to verse in match day 1 and build some of that confidence. Now, he's 11 mil, so you don't have to worry about that. Last season's stats, FYI, why I am picking him. 31 appearances. He still scored 22 goals in what was a very average campaign for Haaland and Man City in general. And he also got 3 assists. He's got an XG per 90 in the league of 0.72 and an XA per 90 in the league of 0.07. I expect him to score. I expect him probably to score more than 1. And for that reason, I think that he is the ideal booster, 12th man in game week 1. And I'm pretty confident it's going to be him. And I'm definitely, I'm almost 100% sure. I'm 100% sure I'm playing 12th man in match day 1. 90% sure it's going to be on one Erling Haaland. So this is my team reveal, and this is what it looks like. I've actually got 0.9 million left in the bank. As you can see there, Haaland is in as my 12th man up the top there with that Wydad Casablanca's, whatever it is. Obviously, Inter Milan, I've gone with a double up here. I've gone with Dumfries and Sommer in goals. I just think that they'll be pretty good, and I think Inter will probably want to make up for that. They are going to be under a new manager, which does concern me a little bit, but I think that they're going to be really good. Kukurea versus LA Galaxy. He's in basically because of the fact that he got me a 15-pointer at the second last game week of the season in FPL. And I think it would do. If I wanted to be an early shout here, I reckon Kukurea has a good chance for a 15-pointer in this game as well. That's my honest opinion. Guardiola's obviously in there. I mean, potentially that could become 8 Nori if Man City sign him in time, which I think they will. That could be an option as well. But again, I think he's going to be slowly integrated into the team, whereas Guardiola, I think, is almost a nailed-on starter. So for that reason, I think Guardiola makes a bit more sense here. Then obviously in the midfield, I've got Rodrigo Mora, as I talked about there, starting. And then I've got Musiala, Elise, who it doubles up as my vice-captain in this particular lineup, with Palmer, also against LA Galaxy. Yes, Palmer finished the season in good form, 2 assists in that Europa Conference League final. So for that reason, he's in. I know there's going to be a lot of people going, you're an idiot, don't have him. But I think he's going to be good, and he's versing. I know he didn't do very well against rubbish opposition in the Premier League in the back end of the season. But I expect with Liam Delap potentially being made to play this rather than go to the Euro 21 under Euro Championships, I would expect him to probably get back into the kind of form that we expect of Cole Palmer, and this is a kind of ideal start for him. He's going to have a little bit of a rest as well, which would be great for him. I've gone with Agawawa up front. As I said, FC Porto, I am tripling up on them. Obviously, the third one, Francisco Moura, is sitting on the defence. Geraci is there. I think you need to have some sort of Borussia Dortmund coverage, and I think I quite like him, and I think he'll be pretty good in the forward line. And then, obviously, Harry Kane is my captain. Obviously, I might swap the captaincy with Elise. Obviously, the good thing is I will be having manual subs. So if I don't like the scores of some of these players, I may well end up playing, I think it's the River Plate. A game happens before. Now, an interesting fact at the moment, Mastiano is pretty much going to be bought by Real Madrid, but he's going to be bought after the Club World Cup. So in theory, he's going to play this with River Plate. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect him in terms of his performances, whether they start him, whatever. That could be concerning. So that position may be in doubt. Obviously, Hakimi's on the bench. I'm not expecting him to do that well against Atletico Madrid. But again, these other players play beforehand. So if Kukurea, Guardiola, Dumfries blank, I will then just sub them off and I'll sub on Hakimi and hope that he can do something against Atletico Madrid. I love the new sub system. It does mean you have to be paying attention during the match day games, but it does make a lot of sense. Yeah, let me know what you're looking like with your opening draft. But that's what I'm settling on at the moment. There's obviously possibly going to be some tinkering. I've still got 0.9 million left in the bank. But that is what I'm looking at heading into match day 1 at this moment in time, prior to any injuries or whatever we hear about from the international break that's currently ongoing at the moment, and potentially any new signings that come into any teams between now and I think it's the June the 10th deadline. So we've got 3 days to see if there's any more transfers in as well, which will be interesting. Also really relevant for FPL if you do FPL. One last thing. If you haven't joined the code is in the video description. So make sure you go down there and smash in that code, and hopefully I'll get to see it. It's also been in this video above me on the panel every second little transition. So make sure you do that as well. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of my current booster strategy and my match day 1 first draft as things stand prior to any transfers whatever. Obviously, I am having a little bit of downtime. You'll probably get one more video. I might actually next week. For anyone that's interested, let me know in the comments if you are interested. I will do a deadline stream for the FIFA Club World Cup Fantasy. It's actually on at a decent time. I think the deadline is at 7 a.m. on Sunday morning for me. So I'm more than happy to come on and talk all things FPL Club World Cup. Let's say we can do an hour and a half. I could come on at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday next week. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, I'll see you for what will be my final draft heading up to that. And again, enjoy your summer. Enjoy the break from FPL content. Hopefully this helps to tide over the distance between now and when we're back up and running. And the fixtures get announced in just over a week's time in the Premier League. So that is exciting stuff. And you'll start seeing some more content on FPL very shortly after that for season 25-26. Before you go, smash a like, smash the subscribe button FM as well. And that's been FPL D-Unit.